And we are live here at the Maglio Gymnasium for another edition of St. Joe's State Playoff Basketball. Today, the Falcons take on the St. Augustine Hermits here in the quarterfinal round of the South Non-Public A State Tournament. So, Keth, this is a 4v5 matchup here in the Maglio. This could be St. Joe's last home game ever as a team, and it could be their last game ever as a team. So, as Coach Coziello coming off a big win last week by 12 points, what do you see the strategy defensively, offensively? Do you see any key players getting more involved here today to beat the Hermits?
Yeah, definitely. As usual, Ethan Simmons needs to have a big game, and then some of the role players need to get involved. Maybe Josh Ingram get a couple threes, space the floor. And yeah, St. Joe's does best when they're getting points off fast breaks and they're on transition. So definitely some of that would definitely help them.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, it's going to be Samaj Bethea at the line, and he drains two for the Hermits, getting them on the board first with a 2-0 lead. Bethea is the second leading scorer for the Hermits, 13.3 points per game, had 15 points in their last game against Notre Dame, where they got the 5-point W to advance to this round. Just about 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter here.
And definitely a slow start from both teams. Seeing St. Joe's put a lot of shots up early, but don't want to force anything.
Some nice ball movement in the post there, nothing to it. So St. Augustine gets the ball back, but Kwame Herod takes it right back. Then it's going to be Amari Campbell, the up and under layup to get the Falcons on the board. Tie game here in the Maglio. 5:45 left to go now in the first quarter. And Saketh, last game, St. Joe's was playing suffocating full court man press defense, and it seems they're going that same way tonight, and it worked last game.
Yeah, and it usually works because they have these speedy guards like Amari and KJ. Definitely easy to put a lot of pressure and get a lot of turnovers early.
And the only problem with that defense right there is you can see that heavy man defense can get beat very easily, and it did just there. So that's going to be a bucket for St. Augustine.
Yeah, and St. Joe's is playing without one of their key players in Darren, so they definitely have to make up for that defensively, offensively as well. He's a big presence in the paint.
So just about 5 minutes left to go. Samaj Bethea going to take the ball up the court, moving it around with Ethan Fox. The mid-range jumper by Elijah Brown is good, putting up 16.6 points per game and 26 points last game. Both of those lead the team. And not to mention, him and Samaj Bethea, the two leading scorers, are only sophomores. So head coach Paul Rodeo definitely building something special here with St. Augustine. Anthony Williams, the corner three, is good for the Falcons. Their first three of the game.
As Anthony Williams hits that dude, Ben, I just wanted to ask, who do you see stepping up on St. Joseph's side to help Ethan Simmons today?
Yeah, and he definitely stepped up in the last game for St. Joe's, had 15 points, which was the second most on the team behind Ethan Simmons. Not usually the role he plays, being that second leading scorer, but he came to play last game, and he's showing great things for the future of this team and the now as they're fighting to get a chance into the very last Tournament of Champions New Jersey will ever have for basketball. Ethan Simmons working the ball around, going to take the top of the key three. It's no good. Rebounded by Matt Kusa.
Kind of like almost expected to go in almost every time.
Yeah, the way we've seen Ethan play this season, every time he goes up for a jump shot, I give him a good 70 or 80% chance to make it. So weird to see that one not go, but the steal by Josh Ingram. So St. Joe's ball on the other end. Ingram and Campbell working it back and forth with each other. Kwame. The drive in by Kwame. Nice pass out to Anthony Williams. Josh Ingram for three. The three for Josh Ingram is good.
1 for 2 from three, and definitely a good sign for the Falcons. When he's going, usually the shots are falling for the rest of the team as well.
Both these teams had a slow start to the quarter, but they're both picking it up. You can see that now. Tie game. Or not a tie game. St. Augustine leads by 2, 8-6. My bad. So just about 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter now. Ingram gonna take another one, and it goes. Josh Ingram with a quick start, and he is heating up this St. Joe's team.
Yeah, and the Hermits can ill afford to let Josh get going. They know if he gets going, then they're going to have to stick on him the whole game.
Definitely, and I don't know if you remember last year, but St. Joe's played Roselle Catholic, and Josh Ingram had, I'm pretty sure, 10 or 11 threes in that game, and that was massive, kind of like a showcase of like him coming out and saying like I could be the next guy on this team. And in this game, this is one of the most important games they've played all season, and 2 quick threes, and I'm sure he's going to add on that as the game goes on. So what a night so far for Josh Ingram.
Yeah, and that breakout game, like you said, must have opened Coach Dan's eyes. With him shooting, there's a lot of things that can open up in this offense, especially with how dynamic Ethan is. It's easy for them to both get going at the same time. They complement each other.
It really makes defenses confused on where to guard and how to guard when you got guys like Ethan Simmons, Josh Ingram, and Anthony Williams. And so far, that trio is on fire here tonight.
Yeah, and when St. Joe's is up early, they almost never lose. So the Hermits got to make sure to try and come up defensively and try to get some stops.
Absolutely suffocating trap there by Anthony Williams and Kwame Herod. And they get the steal, and Kwame on the other end is shoved out of bounds, so it'll be St. Joe's ball. Just about 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Falcons lead by 5. And Saketh, how do you think this Falcon flock turnout will have an effect on the game here tonight?
Yeah, when the Falcon flock is here, they're always loud, and I always count on them to try and get the players going. Definitely try and get in the other team's head.
Almost an and 1-3 there for Amari Campbell. Won't go, but he'll be to the line for 3 free throws here. Guys like Amari Campbell and Ethan Simmons could be playing their last game any game now. And this will likely be their last home game. So I'm sure they're going to want to put on a show, and Amari Campbell has a chance to get himself on the board with 3 points right here as the first one drops.
Yeah, definitely. And the best players always come out big when their backs are against the wall, and it'd be nice to see Ethan Simmons and Amari Campbell really play off of each other and get going today.
Definitely, because now it's really a loser go home, because if they lose, that for a guy like Amari Campbell, I know Jaden Hunter told me that he has some D1 track interest. So this could be his last ever organized basketball game in his life. I mean, it'll be his last one in high school at least. So for a guy like him, you think about that on the sideline, that could really get you hyped up.
Yeah, no, definitely. You see him right there getting that contest on that 3.
So all 3 fall for Amari Campbell, and a couple of missed threes for the Hermits on the other side.
Falcons are just all over these guys. They cannot get an open shot.
The defense last game was incredible, and they're keeping that trend going here tonight, and it's working. Falcons lead by 8. 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Anthony Williams, nice pass out to Ethan Simmons. Joe's working the ball around. Kwame, deep 3 won't go.
Yeah, and Ben, what do you think the Hermits need to do different on offensively from what you're seeing here?
There's not much you can do when like man defense. Usually you want to try and outrun them, but with the hustle and the stamina St. Joe's has, there's not much you can do. I mean, I know it sounds cliche. Oh, there's a hard foul right there.
It was like Ant took a knee to his chest right there.
Yeah, you might have got the wind knocked out of him. Yeah, but I was just about to say, attacking the basket is kind of the best way to do it with the man defense, because you can get to the line, and they're going to get there here. So Samaj Bethea is going to shoot 2 for St. Augustine.
Looks like Ryan Yarnall is going to check in now for KJ.
So both free throws will drop there for Samaj Bethea. So now the Falcons up 6. Also notably checking in Ryan Yarnall into the game, replacing Kwame Herod. As the ball travels out of bounds, St. Joe's with a minute 15 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Ryan's definitely one of those players who could start next year. Super athletic, super quick, getting up and down the court. So Falcons definitely have something there.
And that 3 won't drop for Ryan Yarnall. And St. Joe's going to keep that press man defense going. The full court press is in full effect for the Falcons. And some nice defense. They're going to call a reach-in. Yeah, it looks like a reach-in foul on Ryan Yarnall there. But yeah, like you were saying before, as the year has gone on, Ryan Yarnall has seen increasing minutes and increasing points as well, averaging just about 4 points per game. This is his first ever year on varsity. And he could be a key role player or even possibly a starter next year for St. Joe's, as they're losing a couple starters in Ethan Simmon and Amari Campbell.
Yeah, definitely. And we're also going to see another couple players get involved, probably Davey Caruso, and then we're going to see probably Owen Griffin. But definitely a lot of players who could step up next year for the Falcons.
Yeah, for sure. Guys like Josh Ingram, Anthony Williams are already getting a lot of minutes every game here this season, as they are in the starting lineup. But like you said, guys like Davey Caruso, Owen Griffin haven't seen any time, I might add, in these state playoffs so far. And they're going to be likely starters next year for the Falcons.
Yeah, and that was another, they call him Tuka, heavily contested jump shot right there, shot by the Hermits.
Yeah, the perimeter defense has been on lock here for the Falcons. And it's still showing on the scoreboard. Just about 30 seconds left to go. St. Joe's up 6.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even just limit it to the perimeter defense. You can see that the Hermits are more bigger, they're more dominant, but we're still coming up with those rebounds. Definitely doing a good job in that department.
It looks like the Falcons going to try for the last shot here. 15 seconds left to go. Yarnall's mid-range won't go. 13 seconds the Hermits will have on the other side.
Yeah, well, the score is still close. I think
4
the
seconds.
way the game is going, it's easy to tell that St. Joe's is definitely having the upper hand here so far.
And the 3 goes up for the Hermits, but it won't drop. So St. Joe's is sporting a 6-point lead here at the end of the first quarter. So after a quick break, we are back for the second quarter. And this St. Augustine team, Suketh, has a lot of history behind it, especially behind their head coach. Paul Rodillo, I would say, is one of the most accomplished head coach, high school basketball coaches in the nation. He became the head coach in 1977 and has 995 wins in his career with St. Augustine, including 4 tournament of champion victories, and they're trying for one more here before the tournament of champions goes away forever. So Paul Rodillo is one of the greats here in Jersey and even in the nation.
Yeah, definitely, but the way this game is going, he's going to have to turn something around.
Yeah, it's a very young team, like I mentioned before. The top 2 scorers are both sophomores. The 4th leading scorer is a junior, and the 5th leading scorer is another sophomore. So it's almost like he's in a rebuilding phase with this team right now. So they could be real scary 1 or 2 years down the line. As we're back for the second quarter, Elijah Brown starts it off for St. Augustine with the post move bucket inside.
And now that I'm thinking about it, we haven't seen Ethan really put up a shot yet, so maybe we're going to have to see a little bit more aggression out of him.
Possibly, but yeah, that could be a good sign because St. Joe's has a nice lead without their star player getting most of the buckets. So that's a great sign for kind of like team chemistry and team building, knowing that everyone's hitting shots now. Josh Ingram, the step back three, no good. Another offensive rebound by Anthony Williams, won't go. Anthony Williams was all over the offensive boards last game, and he's continuing at this game. Great steal on the other end by Ethan Simmon. And a reach in there called on Ethan Fox. So St. Joe's couldn't get any shots to fall their last offensive possession, but it seems like they gained a lot of momentum right there, getting that steal and getting the foul. And it's almost like you could tell Saket that Ethan Simmon is putting a lot more into this game than he normally does. Not saying he doesn't hustle, but he kind of just knows that this is his last ever home game here with the Falcons, so he might be putting a little bit more emphasis on this game rather than others.
Yeah, and definitely. Even when he's not scoring, he's always finding some way to put his impact on the game as that shot is swatted away.
Yeah. Like you said, I thought he was going to get an assist right there when you're saying he impacts the game in different types of ways, but Anthony Williams gets a shot swatted away. But it'll remain St. Joe's ball. Just about 6:50 left to go in the first half.
And that was definitely a mean block. Almost looked like a volleyball spike.
And that inbound also tipped by Matt Kauser, so once again, St. Joe's going to remain with the ball. Lineup for the Falcons right now is Josh Ingram, Ethan Simmon, Ryan Yarnall, Anthony Williams, and Khalid Brown. The shot is up and no good for the Falcons. Anthony Williams fights for another offensive rebound, and Ryan Yarnall ends up with it. Khalid Brown, the jumper, no good. St. Joe's almost gets another offensive rebound, and that's really been the story right now for why St. Joe's has the lead. Those offensive rebounds are all in their favor, but they just can't get a shot to drop. And on the other side of the ball,
Yeah, I was saying scoring-wise, this has been really slow so far. It's like KJ is about to check back in, as well as Owen.
so the two free throws are good for Samaj Bethea. Just about 6 minutes left to go now in the second quarter. St. Joe's working the ball around the perimeter. Been a little while since the Falcons have hit a shot. We'll see what the game plan is for their next made one. But it's going to need to come soon as St. Augustine is starting to mount a comeback. Khalid Brown. Nice pass over to Owen Griffin by Kwame. Josh Ingram, the sidestep three drains for the junior.
And that's the third round. He's a leading scorer tonight on the team. And like I said earlier, you can really rarely leave him open. He's going to make you pay most of the time.
Yeah, he is easily the second best shooter on this team, arguably the first sometimes.
Ethan is fouled, so he could finally put his name in the scoring column tonight.
Yeah, Ethan Simmon has been all over the ball on defense so far, about 3 or 4 steals. Just can't get any shots to drop. And to be fair, he hasn't even been shooting that many shots. But St. Joe's still with a 5-point lead, which says a lot about his supporting cast right now. So Ethan Simmon will go to the line for 2. And his first one is up and no good. That's a rare sight for Ethan Simmon, almost automatic when he gets to the free throw line. But he'll try and make this a 6-point game. Midway through the second, and he can't. 2 missed free throws by Ethan Simmon. I don't think I've ever seen that before this season. I don't know if he's ever gone 0 for 2 from the line.
Yeah, it's something you really don't expect to see, kind of like Curry missing free throws or anything like that. But I don't think he's gonna get in his head or anything. He'll definitely bounce back. From what I expect. And another missed shot for the Hornets.
Yeah,
Can't get anything going.
both these teams are really not being able to hit their shots right now. St. Joe's has had some open looks, but none of them are dropping. And then on the other side, St. Joe's is playing suffocating defense, not really allowing any open looks to happen. So low score of 17-12 as we're 3 minutes into the second quarter here. Josh Ingram over to Ethan Simmon. Kwame Herod turns the ball over. On the other side, it's a steal by Owen Griffin for the Falcons. Kwame over to Josh. Drive in by Josh. Pass over to Owen, and it's below his feet. So right back to St. Augustine.
And even when the Hermits are on fast break, they're playing really sloppy and turning the ball over where it really shouldn't be, to be honest.
Yeah, both teams really don't look good offensively right now. I wonder what the coach is going to have to say at halftime, try and fix that up.
Yeah, and it looks like Amari is going to sub back in with the next dead ball.
And that was great defense there by Owen Griffin, but not good enough. Samash Vathea with the three. So Falcons lead by 2 now. St. Joe's working the ball around the perimeter. Ethan Simmon over to Josh Ingram. Ingram over to Kwame. Khalid Brown now. St. Joe's really draining that clock right now. No shot clock, so they can take all the time they need before they get that open look. And Kwame gets the walk right there. Tried to do a little bit of a hesitation or a stutter step, but held the ball while doing so. So that'll go right back to St. Augustine. And St. Joe's is going right back into one of their droughts where they haven't scored in the last few minutes now.
Yeah, and these refs never miss travel calls. That's kind of like their token call. They're always calling travel, even when it doesn't look or appear to be. They seem to be when they're soft. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
So both these teams have gone a few minutes now without a bucket, but the foul there by Josh Ingram on Elijah Brown, which should send him to the line, and it will. So could be the first points in a while for St. Augustine. Last basket coming from Samash Vathea a minute or two ago on that corner three.
And the way this is going, I think this could be one of the lowest scoring games of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a very low-scoring game, it looks like, but it's going to be a very, very fun ending, it also looks like. So a real interesting game. Usually St. Joe's puts up upwards of 60 points, but 17 points with 3 minutes left to go in the half is unheard of for the Falcons. Josh Ingram, the deep three, and good.
Yeah, he cannot miss tonight. That's his fourth three, so he has a majority of these things in his game.
He is hitting tonight, reminiscent, like we said before, of that Roselle Catholic game. Yeah, without Josh Ingram's hot shooting, you wonder where St. Joe's might be in this game right now.
Yeah, and I think the Hermits are looking at a double-edged sword here. I think the game plan to guard Ethan Simmon, that's leaving Josh open. If they make some adjustment at halftime to guard Josh, then Ethan Simmon is going to go off. That's
And another three goes for Josh Ingram.
That's 5 triples now for Josh Ingram. 15 points after just 3.
He answers back after Matt Kauser's three on the other side. Josh Ingram, 2 straight threes.
Yeah, and I think this little zone defense that the Hermits are running is definitely gonna need to be updated. And he might hit another one here.
Josh Ingram from the corner again, and it goes! That's 6 threes for Josh Ingram on the night. He is putting the team on his back as St. Joe's leads by 6 with 2 minutes left.
He has 18 of these 26 Falcons points, and I don't think he could have had a better start tonight. And they're all off triples.
This is one of the best first halves I've ever seen in a St. Joe's game this season. Josh Ingram, when it matters the most in a 4-seed versus 5-seed game, he is putting up here in the Maglio Gymnasium. First free throw drops for Elijah Brown.
I don't think they could hold out for too long.
I definitely think so. I think they were put on notice with his 11 threes against Roselle Catholic, and I'm sure they're even more intrigued watching this game tonight. What a day for Josh Ingram. And I'm sure they're going to look to feed him more, but that defense will likely get tighter on him. Ethan Simmon over to Omari Campbell. Kwame the deep three, no good.
What's even more intriguing is that the St. Augustine team is still sticking with this zone defense. Obviously, it's not working. I'm kind of expecting them to switch it up soon.
Yeah, and the main thing to beat zone defenses too is ball movement, and that's exactly what St. Joe's has been doing, and that's the main reason why Josh Ingram has these 18 points right now. So we'll see what Coach Rodeo does in the locker room at halftime. Maybe he switches over to man or a different type of zone defense, but clearly letting up that many points to Josh Ingram in the first half is not ideal.
And since he was a freshman, Josh Ingram's cornerstone thing has been the three-point shot, but he doesn't just sit in the corner. He's always moving around. If you watch how he plays, you can see him running back and forth from the baseline or going through the court. He's always doing something to get open. And in a game where Ethan Simmon has been slow to start, definitely a start that St. Joe's has needed from one of their players. Like I was saying earlier, they needed someone to step up, and he's been that guy so far.
A travel call the other side. So just about 55 seconds left to go as the Falcons lead by 2 in the first half. The shot by Ethan Simmon didn't drop, and it was a travel on the other side for St. Augustine. So Omari Campbell now takes the ball up for the Falcons.
And same time, seeing how much momentum St. Joe's has, it's still surprising to see how the Hermits have stuck with them. Score is still close.
Definitely. And a missed shot there. You hate to say it, but Ethan Simmon he's not on his game tonight. Like this is not the Ethan Simmon we're used to. And we'll see if he makes any adjustments at halftime, but Josh Ingram is the clear player of the half here in the game.
I think Ethan needs to just see one shot go through the hoop and he'll be back to normal again.
Definitely.
Usually when you get in your own head, you need to see something like that to get back going.
So the Hermits are going to have about 10 seconds left here in the first half. The shot, rough shot there by Samaj Mathea. No good. And Ethan Simmon chucks it up at the other end. So that'll be the half here in the Maglio Gymnasium. St. Joe's and St. Augustine tied at 26. We'll be back with commentary for the second half. And we are back here in the Magna Gymnasium for the second half of St. Joe's versus St. Augustine. Score is still tied 26-26. As Kwame Herod on the fast break for St. Joe's. And the ball's going to sail out of bounds, giving the Hermits the ball. I'm joined by Braden Tankwitz right now. Braden, for either of these teams, what do you think that some of the key components are to pulling away in this game and taking the victory to move on to the semifinal round?
Well, I think both teams need to start hitting more shots. I mean, it's been a pretty sloppy game. Lots of turnovers. But I mean, there's been great defense for both. So really, just stepping up on offense and controlling the takeovers, and I think both teams are good.
Definitely. They heated up a little bit at the end of that second quarter, but very cold for most of the first half.
Talking about that, Augustine and St. Joe's just had back-to-back turnovers, so.
Just some mic issues over there at the scorer's table, but St. Joe's is going to get the ball back after that travel called on St. Augustine, and they're going to work the ball around the perimeter here. Kwame at the wing. Hasn't had any of his shots go yet so far. See if he gets one right here. Hard layup, might have been a foul. No call there by the refs. So on the other end, St. Augustine, the drive in, the kick out. The three is up and no good for the Hermits.
Jump ball.
Yeah, it looks like a jump ball between Elijah Brown
Go back to St. Augustine.
and Josh Ingram. Yep, so it'll go right back to St. Augustine. And Jeremy DeCaro is going to check in for the Falcons. Haven't seen him check in this entire state tournament. So a bit interesting seeing him come in over guys like Dave Caruso, Khalid Brown, and Owen Griffin, but we'll see what he could do.
Yeah, I think Coach noticed Kwame Harris been struggling a little bit. So I think he brought DeCaro maybe for a little bit of a spark.
Definitely, yeah. I wonder what the strategy could be, though, not subbing in a guy like Khalid Brown or Owen Griffin. But we'll see what Coach Cocozio's plan is. Jeremy DeCaro is a lockdown defender. That could be his focal point for this third quarter. So just about 6 minutes left to go as St. Joe's working the ball around the perimeter. Josh Ingram trying to continue that electric first half. He had 18 points in just 16 minutes. Ethan Simmons' three won't go. Simmons has had a cold night so far and is continuing with that jumper.
Yeah, going back to Ingram, 6 threes in one half is incredible. I mean, you don't usually see that. You'll see that in a game, but in one half, you gotta.
Yeah, that was an incredible showing by Josh Ingram. Last time we've seen him play that good, we mentioned it a couple times, that Roselle Catholic game. His intro to these St. Joe's fans, his first ever varsity game, he dropped 11 threes. That three, no good for St. Augustine. On the other end, Anthony Williams gets the reach and foul midair.
Yeah, Ingram's really stepping in for Ethan Simmons more of like an absence today. He's not scoring much. He's got rebounds, playing good defense, but his scoring's not there. So it's good that Josh Ingram stepping in for that. As St. Joe's will inbound it. The ball will get on the half court to Ethan Simmons.
Simmons the drive in. DeCaro for three. Jeremy DeCaro drains the three.
And now we know why Coach wanted him in.
And I was saying before, Jeremy DeCaro was put in for his defensive excellence, but he proves me wrong. Drains a three right on St. Augustine there. Josh Ingram getting double teamed now after the half he had. Ethan Simmons the drive in, gets up, and the lay is good for the senior, Ethan Simmons. St. Joe's off to a hot start, and the fans are loving it. Falcons lead by 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
That basket right there going for Simmons. I mean, he's getting the crowd up. Maybe that's a little spark for him to start showing what he can show this game. He's stepping up.
Yeah, Ethan Simmons has gone a very long time without a bucket. I think it was early in the first quarter where he last scored. So nice to see him getting back on the board. Maybe that sparked a fire in him, and we'll see what he's able to do the rest of these 13 minutes.
Simmons usually a knockdown shooter. No really layups tonight, so I mean it's worth. I mean not much scoring, but we'll see the shot. I got a shotgun. The Hermits will take it up court.
The layup for St. Augustine on the other end, no good. And they're going to call a travel on St. Augustine, giving St. Joe's the ball. 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. And the Falcon flock letting them know travels are not legal in the game of basketball. St. Joe's ball. Josh Ingram at the wing. Jeremy DeCaro gonna drop another. Jeremy DeCaro shrugging as he drains his second straight three of the game. And what a substitution that was by Coach Coco Ziello. Jeremy DeCaro is red hot right now for the Falcons.
Great defense here by Joyce to force the turnover, and it looks like it's going the other way. Let's see what the refs say.
So St. Augustine gonna maintain the ball. 4:25 left to go here.
Go back to St. Augustine.
The drive in, and an illegal screen called on Elijah Brown.
DeCaro's football toughness kicking in there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Pretty hard hit on that screen.
Looks like Ethan Simmons had a quick chat with Jeremy DeCaro after he took that illegal screen. It was a rough hit, and Ethan could tell Jeremy is putting it all on the line for this game, and is really getting St. Joe's a nice lead. Josh Ingram the deep three. That's good for the junior. Josh Ingram cannot miss this game. That is his 7-3 and 21st point in just 3 quarters.
And the amazing part is those are all off of threes. 21 points off of all threes.
What a night for Josh.
The Guardian will take 2 from the line. The Flock giving him a hard time. Right behind the basket. Let's see what he can do here. Augustine down 37-26 with 4 minutes left to go. You know, it was tied at halftime now. St. Joe's is slowly pulling away. Let's see what they can do for the rest of the quarter.
Falcon flock trying to distract him as much as possible. Won't work on that first shot. But like me and Saketh were saying earlier, the Falcon flock can have a massive impact on the game. It could be demoralizing for the team to come into a home crowd and not see anyone, but it could really hype them up to see a crowd like this.
Yeah, any sporting event you go to, you've got a good home crowd. It's gonna get rocking. College basketball, of course, a lot better than this when it comes to atmosphere, but even high school, you'll have those crazy high school students that will show out for their school. So what you're seeing it tonight, at St. Joe's will get a turnover here. And St. Augustine will cut the lead to 8.
Just about 3.5 minutes left to go now in the game. Or in the third quarter, I should say, not the game. Not just yet.
Smash Buffet with the turnover, gives it to Ingram. Brown will take it inside. Brown for an easy layup.
St. Joe's has all the momentum in the world right now.
So obviously we'll take it inside. A tough layup. There, Elijah Brown. The leading scorer for the Hermits with 16.6 points per game. Coming off a 26-point performance against Notre Dame in the first round of the sectional tournament. So definitely a key component for the successful St. Augustine team. Well, I mean, it's seeded 5th right now, but they went 12-0 in their division. I mean, it's 43-3. I mean, what do you think happened there? Weak division play, maybe?
Yeah, it was a very impressive run in the regular season this year for St. Augustine, but so far in this game, it is not translating well to the GMC 2 seed.
DeCaro, another 3. Just off the back of the ring. As Ethan Fox will take it in. Fox. Out to the another miss. And Ife Byron will put it in to cut the lead to 6 with 2:30 left to go. As Ingram will pass it out to DeCaro. Back to Simmons. DeCaro. Pump faking. St. Joe's taking their time here with the good ball movement.
Falcons once had an 11-point lead. Now it's down to 6 after this turnover, too.
Yeah, and that's all in this quarter. As Augustine will get another bucket. With number 4. Augustine are a The free throw no good here for St. Augustine. As Brown will grab the rebound.
Just about 2 minutes left to go now in the third quarter.
Augustine has cut this deficit down from 11 to only 4 now in this one quarter. It's tied at halftime. So let's see if Joes can finish this through. Simmons for 3. No
Oh, good. Ethan has not made a 3 this entire game.
Not usual for him. As Ethan Fox will hand it off to Bethea. The second leading scorer for Augustine. Will take it inside for the layup. And it is good.
What a fight there by Samaj Bethea.
As Simmons will get the ball back with a minute 20 left to go. He gives it to Ingram. Ingram looking for someone to get open. Give it back to Simmons, back to Ingram, going back and forth. Ingram will take it inside. Behind the back. See a foul called on the floor. Looks like on the Hermits on Jeremy DeCaro.
It looks like a blocking foul there on the Hermits. And it's 3 fouls for each team so far, so not quite in the bonus. Got a few more fouls to go. But St. Joe's going to hold on to the ball. Just about a minute left to go as they lead by 2.
So yeah, a win tonight puts us in the semifinals. And the win for either team puts them against either Red Bank Catholic or Camden Catholic, the winner of that game. So definitely not an easy matchup.
No, definitely not. And
It's an impressive win if we could pull it out.
if Red Bank Catholic wins that game, this will guarantee St. Joe's last game at home this season. If Camden Catholic wins, then it will be one more home game for St. Joe's, but likely we're expecting that Red Bank Catholic W.
Yeah, it's
So they're really playing in front of their last home crowd this entire season, and you could tell they're putting all their heart and will into this game, and yet St. Augustine is still holding on right there, only down 2. St. Joe's was pulling away before, had that 11-point lead. St. Augustine cuts it back down to 2. We're in for a great finish, Braden.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention that. I mean, last year, I'm pretty sure it was a canceled season, correct?
Yeah, St. Joe's only played about 10 or 11 games.
But
Yeah.
that was without fans also. So this is really the first year back since 2019 or early 2020 where we've really had a packed Maglia.
Yeah.
So this season's special to a lot of people, especially the seniors, since they didn't get to play in front of their friends and fellow students last year. So this really does mean a lot to win this. It always means a lot to win a playoff game, but especially this game, it means more.
Oh, definitely. And the Falcon flock chanting for the name of Brother Gary. You love to see the love for Brother Gary as both these teams, both these teams are going to head out of the timeout. Once again, St. Joe's still leads by 2. Just about a minute left to go in this third quarter.
To also mention, maybe this could be Paul Rodeo's maybe last, maybe next year, because he's at 995 wins, so I think he's going to go for 1,000.
Yeah,
Who knows,
1,000
maybe
wins.
he'll retire.
1,000 wins in 1 year. And not 1 year, I'm
Not
sorry.
1 year.
Definitely not 1 year. He's been
50
coaching since
almost
1977.
60 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but it's definitely impressive.
995 wins, 4 state titles. I mean, he's one of the most accomplished coaches in the nation. As the Carroll inbounded to Williams, and Williams missed the put in. And it looks like
Nice
Ingram
save there
says
by
backdoor
Ingram.
Violation, yeah. Campbell will take it inside. Campbell under, and there will be a foul on the call. Foul on the call.
So Amari Campbell going to head to the line. And Coach Coco Ziello got his 50th win with the team last game against Pingree in that 12-point win. And it surely won't be his last ever one with the Falcons. He's trying to add on to that here tonight.
First one good for Campbell.
Yeah, it was a real impressive game against Pingree. It was close for a lot of it, but St. Joe's really pulled away in that fourth quarter to really cement that victory. And they're trying to do so here tonight. They've had a couple of pullaways so far, but nothing to them as St. Augustine keeps coming back. And they have a 4-point lead now.
Bethea will take it up the court with 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter here in Maglio. 41-37. Let's see what the Hermits will do. Back to Bethea. Bethea will work his way at the top to Carlo guarding him. Bethea gives it to Cowsey. Cowsey. Out to Iffy. Goodbye. To Fox.
Got 25 seconds left to go now.
Yeah, Hermit's chewing out the clock here. Maybe we'll go for a shot. Maybe 10 seconds left. We'll see. They will just keep dribbling. We've got 10 seconds left to go here. Let's see what coach has in mind. He's had experience doing this. And there'll be a foul. Looks like on Ethan Simmons.
Yeah, almost like a ticky-tack foul there. Ethan kind of had his arm out defending, and looked like Fox ran right into it, or Cowser instead ran right into him. But they're going to call a foul there on Ethan Simmons. So 6.4 on the clock with this inbound from the sideline. We'll see what the game plan is from Coach Rodeo.
Yeah, Coach Rodeo chewed out 50 seconds of clock, so they don't want to go away with an empty possession. Let's see if they can get a three here. Or a two. Inside to O'Brien. And one. O'Brien.
Yeah, what a massive bucket there for Ife Okebioran.
He's a big kid, so he's going to make plays like that. Has a free throw here. Could make it 41-40 with 2 seconds left to go going into the fourth quarter. We'll see.
Yeah, we're in for a great fourth quarter.
Definitely.
Could be a 1-point lead for the Falcons here in the Magnet Gymnasium. Pretty much a packed house, and it will be a 1-point lead.
Let's see what coach has planned for here. Probably a half-court feed, maybe.
Yeah,
baseball pass.
that's what it looks like they're going to try and do. Just a quick pass to Amari Campbell or Jeremy DeCaro instead. And he'll just toss it over to the other side. So St. Joe's only with a 1-point lead here at the end of the third quarter. 41-40, Falcons lead. So we are back for the fourth quarter. St. Joe's leads by 1. 8 minutes left to play in regulation. We'll see what the Falcons draw up here to try and pull away with the victory.
Yes, St. Joe's didn't give themselves much breathing room. They had a pretty good lead going into the third quarter. And now St. Augustine's coming down to 1. As Augustine will get the steal. And Campbell will found Samaj Bethea there on a play that could have been an easy breakaway layup. So the Hermits will inbound it now.
It looks like they're going to be in the bonus now, so to the line will be Samaj Bethea.
St. Joe's looking to go back to another state championship. Got to win today, win in a few days. Haven't won since 2014 when they had star-studded Carl Anthony Towns. He's now an all-star for the Timberwolves. He's Ifrin at the byline. They're putting in for two. That's something he's been doing all night, killing Joe's. Well, the problem with St. Joe's is they don't really have a real center to match up against these guys. I mean, besides Scott Schmidt on the bench, you don't really got that kind of size. So, St. Joe's puts him more forward, so we'll see.
It's going to remain St. Joe's ball after that missed three by Anthony Williams.
catch it on half court. Campbell for three in the corner. Off the front of the rim. Oh, and Anthony Williams will get the steal there. Ingram for three.
It's good.
8 threes.
Josh Ingram,
The hot hand tonight for the Falcons.
24 points for number 24. Josh Ingram has 8 threes on the night as he gives St. Joe's the 2-point lead with 7 minutes left to go. What a night it's been for the junior.
Yeah, he's really carrying St. Joe's right now with scoring. I mean, he's the only player for St. Joe's right now in double digits.
Yeah, I mean,
24, that's really good.
he's had an incredible game. He's had an incredible season this entire season, but this is by far his best game, and it's coming at the biggest moment.
Yeah, he's sparked having a great three-point shot. I mean, he's had a little bit of inconsistency issues, but now he's stepping up at the biggest time. So this is great for the Falcons and coach.
Yeah, especially with a night where Ethan Simmons is as cold as he is. And also, not to mention, Ethan Simmons has been checked out of the game by Coach Cocoziello. That is something we never see, especially when the Falcons are up 2 in a game like this. But Ethan Simmons, the leading scorer for St. Joe's, is not on the court right now for St. Joe's.
Yeah, coach got to do whatever he's got to do to win games. And maybe benching your star is what you got to do at the time and moment. So we'll see how this works out. But they will put up the three.
He's going to get fouled on that three. Just about 6:50.
Bethea coming off 15 points last game, so they should keep from the line. With 6:50 left to go in the fourth. 44 to 42, the Falcons up in the quarterfinals of the state section. It's Bethea to put up the first free throw. That'll be really good.
It looks like Ethan Simmons might be in some foul trouble, actually. So he could be risking being knocked out of the game altogether. Has 4 fouls so far in the game. So more of a strategical decision than anything other by Coach Cocoziello.
The second free throw is good, 1 minute left. Yeah, you don't want your star player usually getting that many fouls, but sometimes you have to do it. I mean, it saves the team. It's definitely going to hurt the team, but also it helps in a way. As a third free throw will be good there for Bethea. And he will tie up the game. Zamari Campbell will dribble up court. He will give
Jeremy
it to
DeCaro.
DeCaro.
The three is good. Jeremy DeCaro with 9 points. Josh Ingram with 24 points. The duo is hitting from beyond the arc tonight.
You know, we thought DeCaro coming in was a little bit of an iffy decision for coach, but I mean, his decision's looking good so far. 3 threes now. So, good performance for him. As Calvin will give it back up to Bethea. And the hook shot will be no good there for the Hermits. It's now 20.
So St. Joe's in a lot of foul trouble in this fourth quarter. St. Augustine's already been to the line 3 times, and we're only 2 minutes in to this last quarter.
3 fouls. So your 2 best players are in foul trouble, which is not good. Especially even with the hot hand, as the first free throw will be good.
And St. Joe's has really been stepping on their own feet, really just letting St. Augustine stay in this game as they keep sending them to the free throw line. So, I mean, they're going to need to stop doing that because, I mean, they could have a much bigger lead right now without this foul trouble. But nonetheless, it is a 1-point lead for the Falcons with 6 minutes left to go in the quarter.
And Simmons will be back into the game with 4 fouls. So he's got to be real careful. Bill will give it into the corner. Back out to Campbell. Campbell working his way at the top, but give it to Simmons. Simmons back to Campbell. The Carl in the corner again. St. Joe's with the ball movement here. Staying around the perimeter as there'll be a steal over the Hornets. But it looks like Kauser was out of bounds. Not happy about the call, either of the Hornets fans.
St. Augustine parents don't seem too happy about that, but it's going to remain St. Joe's ball.
Simmons give it to Ingram, back to Campbell. Back to Simmons now. St. Joe's keeping the ball on the perimeter. Williams will cut inside. Pass it back out to Simmons. Ingram losing his dribble there, but we'll give it back to Simmons. Simmons inside to Campbell. Campbell puts in the layup.
Nice drive there by Amari Campbell. Haven't seen too many points from him tonight, but when it matters the most, Amari Campbell, the senior, coming up clutch for St. Joe's.
Yeah, good ball movement there by the Falcons. They ain't come out with him to possession teamwork, so we'll see. But they'll give it out to Fox. Fox for three. No good off the back of the rim. It's a Carroll hustle for the rebound, but looks like Fox will get it back. Calza gives it inside. And that will be a charge. St. Joe's gets away there.
That is massive for St. Joe's. I think the whole Falcon flock was scared it was going to be a shooting foul and one. But Falcon flock is on their feet as St. Joe's leads by 3, 5 minutes left to go in regulation here in the Magloire Gymnasium.
Hold on to at the top. Ingram working his ways. Gives it to Takero. Takero off the back of the rim. The Williams will get the rebound. Into Campbell. But Campbell will be blocked there. Lots of confusion here. Both teams, and looks like a foul there on the Hornets.
Nah, yeah, it looks like a timeout actually by Coach. So we're going to have Saketh checking back in with us for the last few minutes of this fourth quarter. And Saketh, I mean, looking at that duo St. Joe's has had from beyond the arc and Josh Ingram and Jeremy DeCaro, it's a bit of an unconventional duo. No one really expected it. But what has that done for this team, and how has it impacted their lead on the game?
Yeah, no, I think they've both recognized that in this zone they're going to catch a couple wide open zones. They're going to see usually that wing and that corner open, and they've capitalized on that. They've both taken control over the three-point line, and they've definitely stepped up where we've seen Ethan Simmons fall back a little bit tonight.
So St. Joe's gonna get the inbound. Jeremy DeCaro, the corner three. And it won't fall. DeCaro, bit cold on his last couple of threes. Maybe used up all that juice in the first couple of quarters. Just about.
Teams are getting the sense that these 4 minutes are going to change the course of their season. It's going to end the season for either team.
Yeah, these are going to be the last 4 minutes for a lot of players on the court. A lot of these seniors, these will be the last 4 minutes of basketball they'll ever play for their high school. They definitely are. And St. Augustine has made some bad mistakes late here in the game. So many fouls they've committed that are not even shooting or reaching. Just regular fouls like illegal screens and travels. They really have to fix that up if they want any chance of winning this game. What a drive in by Amari Campbell, giving St. Joe's a 5-point lead with 3:45 left to go in regulation. It's going to be Fox driving in, and he tosses it.
That's a clear example of those turnovers we were talking about, those unforced turnovers. Those are really costing them there.
It's just silly mistakes, and when you're in the quarterfinals of the state tournament, those cannot be committed when you're facing a team like St. Joe's. And you can see it's costing them on the scoreboard. 5-point deficit right now, 3.5 minutes left to go in regulation. Josh Ingram's pass is picked off. Elijah Brown on the other end. Yeah, that was a brutal trap that Josh Ingram was set up in, and he had nowhere to go but to give the ball to them, and Elijah Brown converts on the other end.
You can see that track speed from Amari. It seems Ethan's been a little bit of a spot up over here. Josh Ingram has 26 points now. But yeah, what I was saying is that Ethan Simmons kind of been put in a spot up over. We've been seeing Amari driving and pretty much
Yeah, and it's great to see as a coach, seeing Ethan not have a great game and still your team has a 5-point lead. Josh Ingram stepping up massively and everyone else doing their part. It's definitely been a team effort here for St. Joe's.
A little sportsmanship from both sides.
Yeah, it looked like there was a collision between Matt Kauser and Anthony Williams right there, but Ant catches Matt midair, saving them both from a bad fall. So it's going to be Jack Fox, or Ethan Fox, I should say, heading to the line. Falcon Flock doing everything they can to distract him. And his first shot will go, so this to make it a one-possession game. And he will not. Rebound, Anthony Williams. Amari Campbell. Over to Ethan Simmons. Simmons the pass to DeCaro. DeCaro the jumper, no good. Anthony Williams with the offensive board, and they're going to be a jump ball right there.
Like you said, it looks like their entire season is boiling down to these last 2 minutes.
It really has. That's a role that Anthony Williams has unexpectedly taken these last few games. He has been St. Joe's leading scorer by far in the last couple of games, and it really shows that it's really helping St. Joe's out.
Yeah,
St. Augustine.
I think those are just, as we're running back earlier, you can see how dominant he's been on the glass, and you can see how that's translated to easy points.
Definitely. The drive in, they're going to be in travel right there on Elijah Brown for St. Augustine, giving St. Joe's the ball. Just about 2 minutes left to go now in the fourth quarter.
All these turnovers are adding up, and we're going to see if it's going to cost them the game. But it looks like it's definitely been costing them the lead so far.
Yeah, the Hermits are really cracking under pressure right now. And
Like you said, these are young players, so they might have not been battle tested for this moment here.
yeah, this is definitely not a lot of experience in this lineup. A lot of talent, not a lot of experience. And we're kind of seeing that here today. The bucket is good. The drive in, no good for St. Augustine. St. Joe's, minute 30 on the clock. Ethan Simmons, the fast break. Lay is good for Ethan Simmons. St. Joe's taking a massive lead with a minute and 26 seconds left to go in the game. Falcons lead by 8. Yeah, he's still the most clutch player on this team, most experience with basketball on this team, and it's showing right now. Has had maybe one of his worst games of the season, honestly, this game, but that last bucket shows that he's still Ethan Simmons. He is still the star player of this team, and he still shows up when he needs to for this Falcons squad. It's a timeout by Coach Rodillo. And we'll see what the kind of game plan he's going to have to draw up here. His team is down by 8. Late in the fourth quarter, minute 26 left to go.
Yeah, win or lose, I don't know if we give out game balls or not, but I think he definitely Josh Ingram so far this game. He has 26 points, and he's been the clear-cut leading scorer for the St. Joe's team. He has not been able to miss.
Yeah, 26 points is incredible for a junior who made his varsity start just last year. So this is his second year of experience.
Yeah, and on top of that, he plays off the ball. It's not like he has the ball.
Yeah, exactly. He's not the star player of this team, so that's why he doesn't get the amount of shots that Ethan does. But he's made the most out of his shots tonight, clearly, with 26 points. So St. Augustine now with the ball. St. Joe's playing some suffocating defense over half court. Matt Kauser over to Fox. Over to Brown in the corner. Shot is good by Elijah Brown. 1:10 left to go, and the timeout by Coach Coco Ziello. St. Joe's leads by 5 with 1:10 left to go in the fourth quarter here in the Maglia Gymnasium.
Yeah, and only a 5-point lead for St. Joe's. They can't afford to give up any more points here. At the same time, they got to limit fouls. Don't want to get in the bonus.
Definitely, yeah. Not even last. I was about to say last couple of minutes. There's only a minute and 10 seconds left between these two storied programs. When it comes to high school basketball, St. Joe's has that one tournament champions title, and St. Augustine has 4 on the year, so 5 combined titles between these two programs. Some of the best New Jersey has ever had in terms of history, and they are battling here tonight in the Maglio. St. Joe's leads by 5, and will get to inbound the ball here with a minute and 10 seconds in regulation. Anthony Williams guarded heavily.
They're electing the foul, so Ethan Simmons, who missed 2 free throws earlier today, has a chance to try and ice this game.
He's gonna need these free throws desperately. Could turn it into a 2-possession game, or 3-possession game, I should say, right here. St. Joe's could take a 7-point lead with a minute left, which won't guarantee a victory, but it definitely increases their odds. We'll see if Ethan Simmons can get it done here. Yeah, like you said, there's only 2 free throws of the game. He went 0 for 2, which I've never seen before since I've broadcasted. And the first one goes on the 1-and-1s. So St. Joe's with a 6-point lead, possibly 7, which means a world of a difference in a game as tight as this.
As expected, he knocks down those 3 free throws. So, like you said, it's a 3-possession game now, and St. Augustine really has to get something going here, both offensively and defensively.
3 is no good for Augustine. Josh Ingram with a crucial offensive rebound. And another foul on Amari Campbell. St. Joe's heading right back to the line. Almost victory formation, if you will, now for the Falcons as they lead by 7 with 47 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and Ben, as time ticks down, just to look ahead to the next matchup, looks like they're going to be seeing most probably Red Bank Catholic. How do you think we match up against them specifically?
It's definitely a tough matchup. St. Joe's is the 4 seed in this bracket, and Red Bank Catholic is the 1 seed. But I think if Ethan Simmons can play how he always plays, and the rest of the team can knock down shots like they have tonight, I think St. Joe's has a really great chance of winning that game and advancing to the finals. But let's just finish up this game and make sure that the Falcons come away with a W before we start wondering about what they could do later on. Crucial offensive rebound by Anthony Williams, but he'll give it away to Elijah Brown. And also foul Elijah Brown. So 44 seconds now left to go as the leading scorer for St. Augustine, Elijah Brown, heads to the line. Brown had 26 points in their last game. 17 points per game on the year, and his first free throw will not go, so it remains an 8-point lead for the Falcons. And the second one will drop. Anthony Williams over to Ethan Simmons, and Simmons is fouled. Oh, looks like there's actually going to be a timeout by Coach Cocoziello. Really extending these last couple of minutes of the game with all these fouls and timeouts. We have 40 seconds left to go. And Siketh, St. Joe's has not seen a championship game under Coach Cocoziello yet in his tenure here at St. Joe's. This is his 3rd season, and his first 2 seasons they made the semifinals of the GMC tournament, and the state tournament was canceled due to COVID. But now he has a chance to make the finals here in the state tournament. How important do you think that is for his legacy and for this team?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that if he does manage to advance to the finals, it definitely do a lot for his legacy. Obviously, Tournament of Champions finals do not come around too often here, so definitely would be something to bolster his reputation.
Yeah, I think a Tournament of Champions is really a dream scenario for this St. Joe's team, but I think a sectional title would also be incredible for this relatively young St. Joe's squad, who has been through their ups and downs on the season, went 20-6 on the year, but nonetheless, they're with a 7-point lead with 40 seconds left to go, ready to advance to the semifinals to take on Red Bank Catholic or Camden Catholic, whoever the winner of that game turns out to be. Passes in to Ethan Simmon. Simmon over to Josh Ingram.
Yeah, and as expected, Falcons are going to try and milk the clock. Or keep taking the foul. So Josh has a chance here to make it 28 points under his belt today.
Yeah, and that would
Inching towards that 30 mark. I don't think
that would
he's
really
seen
be
like that this season.
that would really be incredible for Josh to hit that. And he's at 27. So I mean, we've said it all night. It's been a career night for Josh Ingram. His second best, if not the best game of his high school career here at St. Joe's.
Yeah, and a rare miss there. Really don't expect him to miss. But I think he still has a chance to get to that 30 mark. But I don't think it's a priority for the team anymore.
Elijah Brown on the other end gets the bucket on the fast break for St. Augustine. So it's a 6-point lead now for St. Joe's. And you almost feel like if one of these free throws goes in for the Falcons, then that might cement the victory here for St. Joe's. I mean, they're up 6. They got 23 seconds left to go.
Yeah, definitely, and especially considering Ethan Simmon is shooting, I expect him to hit both free throws. So.
And there it is. St. Joe's has a 3-possession lead on the night with 7 points, possibly 8 with this next free throw by Ethan.
So St. Augustine is seeing this game slip away from their fingertips. How do you think they rebound from this next year?
I think they rebound by simply getting better. I know that sounds weird, but they have such a young team all around. Their top 2 players are sophomores. Their third best player, or their 4th highest scorer, is a junior, and their 5th highest scorer is a sophomore. So all those guys are coming back next year, which I think is massively important. And I mean, they can only go up from here. And with such a young team making it to the quarterfinals of this South Non-Public A tournament is impressive as is. But I see them getting much better in the future. And I could honestly see Coach Rodeo heading to another Tournament of Champions title in the next couple of years.
Yeah, no, definitely. And while we're on the topic of young teams, how we've seen other players step up tonight, and it's truly a sight to see, and then something we can expect for next year.
Yeah, definitely. Guys like Josh Ingram.
Falcon Flock is getting a little
Yeah, Falcon Flock is really enjoying this victory right now. Starting that up, I believe that we will win chant. Haven't heard that in a while here in the Magler Gymnasium, but it's warranted now. A missed 3 there from Elijah Brown, and Ethan Simmon fouled once again. 5 seconds left to go. St. Joe's leads by 7. And
iconic start the buses chant. Finally winning.
St. Joe's, that Falcon Flock has 0 sympathy for St. Augustine.
I mean, it could have been worse, though. We've definitely seen worse chants.
Yeah, it could have been much worse. And I think it's pretty cool to see a guy like Ethan go to the line so many times to really ice away the game for St. Joe's. Been that star player for a little while now, and hasn't had the greatest of games, but to know that he's the reason, at least in the end of the game, for St. Joe's getting the W, I think it's pretty cool to see for him in his last home game.
And maybe we can even hope for another home game, depending on
Camden Catholic pulling away with a victory. I'm sure St. Joe's would love to see that happen. So they're just going to inbound it. That'll be a quick 3 for Samaj Bethea. That won't drop.
Could be the end of the game. St. Joseph Falcons beat the St. Augustine Hornets in a close game.
And Samaj Bethea gets the missed shot. Elijah Brown gets the bucket towards the end. But nonetheless, that is a win for St. Joe's. So for Braden Tankowitz to Keth Kodori, I'm Ben Chadwick. Thanks for tuning in.